Howdy folks. Hey, what we've got here is a Cat 279C compact track loader. I was doing a ditching project, a lot of kind of side hill work, and it basically shoved the left-hand track out of alignment, and so the only thing engaged right now is the drive sprocket, so I'm trying to extract it out of the forest here. Okay, using our John Deere 644E wheel loader, about a 3-yard bucket on it. It weighs about 28,000, I think, 160 horse. It's an older machine, but it works perfect for us. We mostly just use it for loading trucks. We do a little bit of snow removal with it. In the winter, we run a 16-foot pusher box on it, and anyway, it's just a really handy machine, and fortunately it's big enough. It'll lift probably 12,000 or whatever. The Cat weighs 10,000, so it's just ideal for what I'm doing here. Otherwise I would have had to try to put the track back in line in that ditch, and yeah, it just would have been really ugly. So fortunately with this unit, it's big enough. I can just drag it out. The ground's wet. It's not, I don't think it's being hard on the Cat at all. I'm just skidding it across the grass, so no big deal. Anyway, back to the adventure. Now we got it a little better position. Okay, now that we got her out on flat ground, a little more open spaces here, we can inspect it a little more. That track had run to the inside. You look comparison, there's probably 4 inches between the track and the frame of the machine on this side, whereas the left-hand side, the track had run in all the way. Even the sprocket was out at one point. I don't know if it was out yet, or if I ended up with it out, after I was trying to run it back on. So there's a plate on the side of the track housing or track frame, and I guess I'm not going to highlight it in this. You'll see it in a minute. You'll see the plate is missing. I've taken it off. Those sprockets are in pretty tough shape. We bought the machine with new tracks on it. Didn't know anything about these machines, but they should have replaced the sprockets, or at least flipped them over when they replaced the tracks, would be my opinion. And they did not. And then we put it right into service, and the thing really hasn't hardly been down at all since. But so here I've hooked the rep chain around the track, hooked it to the hitch of a truck, and just put some tension on it, back the track tension off, and then now I just work the Cat forward and backward with slight tension in the direction I want to go, and that seems to draw that track back in line. I guess it's not drawing the track, I'm pulling the machine away from, the object, so it puts the track back in alignment. And because there was so much of it that was out of line, I decided to back off the track tension. I have had like just the lower rear idler, I'm going to call it, like a main roller. I've had that one come out of line numerous times, and that'll snap back on without backing the track tension off. But in this case, we had the front roller and the back roller and all of the bogey wheels or whatever, the ground rollers. The track was completely out of all that, and actually the sprocket was out at one point too. So I figured it was just best to back the track tension way off. So inside the hole in the center of the track frame, you take that cover off, and there is a big grease fitting, and you back that, you loosen that up, and it allows the grease to come out. Well, it'll only relax a little ways, then you have to kind of walk the machine back and forth to draw that front idler and the tension assembly in, and then it makes a big mess because you get grease all over the place. There, where I just had my hand at, that's the part that extends out to adjust. So I was basically just kind of using my hand as a gauge to see how far I have it adjusted out compared to the other side. So this, we've done this a couple times. I hate doing it, but it works pretty good. I believe the tracks are just stretched out, and we just need to replace them. Unfortunately, the tread is really good on them, but we're at maximum adjustment, so it just doesn't want to stay tight anymore. So, and other wear points and whatnot probably are a factory. So Jeremy Weaver, if you're watching this, let me know. Okay, so I didn't realize that I had captured this part in the video. This shows a little better how I have the chain slipped around the track, and then right here I'm pointing to that grease fitting, and it's not a conventional grease fitting. It's actually made for this procedure. You don't take it all the way out. On some old dozers we've had, you take that fitting all the way out. This one you just loosen it up a ways, and then it allows grease to come out. So the power greaser has been use a DeWalt powered grease gun. That works really nice for something like this when you've got to put a lot of grease in. So that has been a blessing. The sprocket's a little better view right there. You can see that driving to the back, they're in really good shape, but forward driving, they're really worn in. So kind of a learning curve. I've done a lot of, kept up on the general maintenance, oil changes and filters and all that stuff. But as far as knowing what's going on with the tracks, it's kind of new to me. I've been around track machines before, but more conventional iron as opposed to this. So I was feeling, which I should have a long time ago, but the drive lugs on the track are worn as well, which naturally, just like a dozer, the pins and bushings and whatnot show wear. So with this, I'm contemplating new sprockets and actually just turning the track around and running them for a while. So, all right, kids, I don't know if this thing's on me or not, but blessings to you. Thanks for riding along.